Okay, so today we're talking about lines of symmetry in math. So a line of symmetry is an imaginary line that if you split it, wherever you draw it, it would perfectly split the shape in half. So, for instance, if I have this triangle and I tried to split it like this, that means that if I folded this shape over the line, it would line up perfectly. Well, I know that if I fold my triangle right here, that is not going to be a line of symmetry. It is not going to fold over perfectly. But if I draw it like this, then I can. I can fold it. If I fold it like this, it'll be exactly in half. So that would be a line of symmetry. Some shapes don't have lines of symmetry, but some shapes have multiple lines of symmetry. So, if I take a square, I know that I could divide my square like this. It would be the same. I could also divide my square like this. If I folded it on this line, it would be the same. Now remember, we're humans, so sometimes when we draw lines of symmetry, they're not going to be exact, but they're going to be close. I could also divide my square like this. If I divided a square diagonally, that would be a line of symmetry. So I could also fold it diagonally the other direction. Now what I cannot do is, let's say, a rectangle. Here's my rectangle. I know I can divide my rectangle like this to be a line of symmetry. I can divide my rectangle like this to be a line of symmetry. Rectangles, you cannot divide diagonally because if I were to fold that, this corner would end up down here and this corner would end up down here. They would not perfectly line up. Now there are some letters that have lines of symmetry. So if we look at the letter E, I couldn't divide it like this, but if I divided it right in between that middle, it would be symmetry. There are going to be some letters that aren't symmetrical. So if you think the letter Z, even if I folded it directly in half, this point's going to be up on this side, this point's going to be down on that side. It is not going to have lines of symmetry. So for today's lesson, and then you have an activity, you don't have to submit the activity to me. It's for your practice. You're going to be identifying lines of symmetry.